The next topic I'm going to discuss with you is the transformation involving stretch and compress. This happens when you multiply a number to your function. Stretch happens when your number is greater than 1, and compress happens when your number is greater than 0 but less than 1. So let's have an example. Let's say here that your f of x is 3x plus 1, and you want to transform this into 2 times f of x. So what will happen is, let's describe this first. This is going to be a vertical stretch of factor 2. Your table would look like this. X, Y, I still want my domain as -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. And for convenience for purposes, you're going to just plug this in on your y equals. That's 3x plus 1. And you're going to go to table, that second graph. And you're going to look for all the range when your domains are -2 to 2. And that's -5, -2, 1, 4, and 7. That's what we're going to use. So you will have -5, -2, 1, 4, and 7. This table represents your original function. Now for the table of the transformed function, you're going to look at your description, and it says that it is a vertical stretch. That means that what will be affected are your y values. Therefore, the x stays the same. Going to copy that down. And your y will now be stretched by a factor of 2. So everything here will be multiplied by 2, making -5 become -10, -2 will become -4, 1 will become a 2, 4 will become 8, and 7 will become 14. This now is the table that represents your new function, or the function that's been transformed. So let's now talk about the equation. So how would your equation look like? So your original equation is f of x equals 3x plus 1. And your f prime, or your transformed equation, will look like this. And it says here that you will multiply 2 to the function. And the f of x is this whole thing. So you will multiply 2 by that, which is 3x plus 1, making your f prime become, if f prime x as 6x plus 2. Now let us give an example on the vertical compression. Vertical compression happens when you have something like this. If you have f of x equals the same, let's use the same function, plus 1. And let's say you wanted to do 1/2 of f of x. Since your number is less than 1, greater than 0 but less than 1, that is now a vertical compression, which means you're shrinking your function. So how would this be described? It would be described as a vertical compression of factor 1/2. Your table will now look like this. Still the same domains, -1, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, -5, -2, 1, 4, and 7. And then this your one is your original, and then your new one will come from here. So it says vertical compression. So vertical is the one affected. It's the y values. X will stay the same. So -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. And all these will be cut in half. So the -5 becomes -2.5. -2 becomes -1. 1 becomes 0.5, 4 becomes 2, and 7 becomes 3.5. This is now the table that represents your new function. So now let's go to the equation. Your equation, the original is f of x equals 3x plus 1, and your f prime of x is 1/2 of f of x, which is 3x plus 1. You need to distribute that, so it will now become f prime x as 3 over 2x plus 1/2.